Hi, welcome. Here's your HMH lesson for today. We are going to be reading The Long, Long Journey. It is located in your HMH book on page 14. Before we really start with the power words and everything, let's talk about what the main lesson is for today. The main lesson for today's story is asking and answering questions. Asking good, meaningful questions and how to find the answers for them. This helps us with our comprehension. It helps us with our understanding of what we're reading. So before reading, during reading, and after reading, we ask questions. Why? Why do we ask questions? To get information, to help you understand the text, to practice being awake and thinking while reading, to be curious and wonder as you read. Sometimes people say, oh, you ask too many questions, you're nosy. Okay, yeah, maybe if you're in someone else's business. But if you are constantly questioning things around you, how things work, why things work this way, what the story is telling you, why the character did what they did, that is the good kind of asking questions. That's the kind of questions that you need to be asking. You need to get your brain awake and understanding, or trying to understand, how the world works around you. Exactly, it's being curious. That's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. Okay, how? Use question words to ask, like who, why, what, when, where. Look in the text and pictures for evidence and details to help you answer. So we're going to be doing that as we read The Long, Long Journey. The Long, Long Journey is an informational story. That means it's nonfiction. It gives facts about a topic. As you read The Long, Long Journey, we're going to pay attention to order of events, main topic and details, how pictures and words help us understand the story. So our purpose again is asking questions. Before we start the story, let's go ahead and go over some important vocabulary words. While I am going over the vocabulary words, you can go ahead and take out the Power Words Match worksheet that's located in your reading packet, page 241. And you can go ahead and do that as I go over the vocabulary. I promise if you do this while I'm going over the vocabulary, it will be easy because the information is fresh in your brain. So I highly suggest that you take that out and go ahead and work on that as I review the vocabulary. All right. The first word is wobbly. This picture here, there is a donkey with a mama donkey and a baby donkey. And the baby donkey looks like he's walking in maybe like very wobbly, right? So something that is wobbly is moving from side to side in a shaky way. So if you're moving side to side in a shaky way, that means you're walking in a wobbly way. So wobble across the room, walking in a wobbly way. Here, the baby donkey is walking in a wobbly way. All right, moving on. Trills. This little cute birdie is standing on a branch. When a bird trills, it sings and chirps. So here, the little yellow bird trills every morning. That means the little yellow bird sings and chirps every morning. So trills is to sing and chirp. Crouches. This cute little kitty is crouching near the tree. So our cat crouches down low in the grass. When something crouches, it bends its legs lower, its body. It crouches. When you bend your legs lower than your body, you're crouching. Okay? Coast. Coast. Here, the coast is the land that is next to the sea. So a lighthouse along the coast guides boats and ships away from danger. So coast is the land that is next to the sea. So this is not a coast, this is the beach. But this is the coast. It's near the beach, okay? Prances. This beautiful, beautiful horse prances in the snow, it looks like. When something prances, it moves by taking high steps. So the horse prances through the snow. That means the horse is taking high steps through the snow. So if you're taking high steps, you are prancing. number 1. All right, the next one is flock. A flock is a group of birds. All right, in this picture, a flock of geese swims in our pond. So a flock is a group of birds. Miss Yusuf, geese are not birds. Well, they're kinds of birds. Anything that flies or has wings is a kind of a bird. Okay, it comes from the same family. So a flock is a group of birds. The next word is route. Route. Here it looks like they have the GPS on and they're following the route. What is route? A route is the path someone takes to get from place to place. We are following the route using the map on the GPS. We're trying to get from place to place using the map on the GPS. The last word is mingles. Mingles. When something mingles with another thing, the two things mix together. The swan mingles with the ducks in the pond. They're mixed together. They mingle. Okay, when things mix together, it's mingle. All right, that's it today for our vocabulary. Pronounced is something we're going to go over later. I hope that helped with the power words match. If you, for some reason, you still didn't do it all, that's fine. Just put it aside for now. And later when we're done, then you can go back and fill in what you missed. All right, let's listen to the audio to find out about the author of The Long, Long Journey.
Sandra Markle has written more than 200 books for children. She loves being a writer because she gets to travel around the world doing research for her books. Once, she spent several months in Antarctica with more than 60,000 penguins. She also spent 3 days behind the scenes at a circus. Ms. Markle loves to talk to explorers and scientists about their work, too. They inspire her and give her ideas about her own work. The Long, Long Journey by Sandra Markle, illustrated by Mia Posada.
Let's look at the first 3 words. What does it say? Crackle, crackle, crunch. As I read the first 3 words on this page, I notice that they are bigger than the other words. Does everyone notice that? Like the font is bigger than the other words. So I ask myself, why do they look different? What do they mean? How do they go with the rest of the story? As I continue to read, I will learn that baby Godwit is hatching. The text says that she breaks free of her egg. Crackle, crackle, crunch must be the sounds you would hear as the chick cracks open the eggshell and breaks free. Now these words make a lot more sense to me. Do you see why asking and answering questions while you're reading is important? All right, let's read the page. Let's go ahead and start with the first page.
Crackle, crackle, crunch. The little female bar-tailed godwit at last breaks free of her egg. She steps into the world on long, wobbly legs. It's nearly midnight, but it's June in Alaska and still light. A cool wind blows the chick's downy coat. She shivers, lifts her beak, and squeaks, "Peep, peep." The little female was the last to hatch. 2 sisters and a brother are nearby with their father. They are hunting insects in the grass. Their mother next to the nest trills softly, and the chicks come running. They huddle with their sister, and their mother settles over them. This way, the newest chick stays warm and joins the family.
What do the other Godwit chicks do while the last chick hatches? What are they doing, Haney? Good, they hunt insects in the grass with their father. The story says that the little female was the last to hatch. What does that tell you about the ages of the other chicks? They're older. They're not much older than the little female, but they probably hatched a little while before she did. What can you infer about how fast a Godwit chick grows? What do you guys think? You think they grow fast or slow? I can infer that the chicks grow maybe fast. The little female's brother and sister are already hunting for insects, even though they are not much older. They were born like a few hours earlier, and they're already hunting by themselves. So they probably grow pretty fast. But they can find it by themselves, not like other birds where their parents have to find their food and feed it to them.
For 2 days, the chicks stay close to the nest. Their parents take turns sitting on them to keep them warm. In between these rests, parents and chicks search for food. The parents need to double their body weight before fall. The chicks need to grow up and become strong. The little female learns to hunt spiders, cranefly larvae, and beetles. She eats all she can find. Soon the little godwit and her family wander farther as they feed. But they are rarely alone. Lots of other godwits nest and feed in this treeless land. Sometimes other hunters come searching for food too. One day, an Arctic fox sneaks up and slips close to the little female.
Uh-oh, he slips close to the little female. Who are the other hunters that come searching for food? Good, there are other animals that like to eat these godwits. What clues help you know that? It describes what? What is that picture behind them? What is that? What's that? It's a fox. It's an Arctic fox that sneaks up and slips close to the little female. In the picture, the fox is watching the godwit, but the godwit does not see it. What do you think will happen to the female? What do you guys think? Do you think they're going to die? They're going to get eaten? What do you think, Rena? Very good. Her parents will probably try to protect her, right? Until maybe the godwit is old enough to protect themselves, right? Or maybe not. Or maybe they're not going to get there in time and she's going to be in real danger. Let's see and find out.
But her father spots the fox and squawks a warning. The little female is not yet able to fly. She crouches low and stays still. Her coloring helps her blend in with the grass. Her father flaps his wings and swoops at the fox. Her mother joins the attack, and so do other adult godwits. The fox runs off without its meal.
So was your prediction right that you made? Did that baby die? No, it didn't. Who came to save him? The dad did. What questions do you have about what happened on this page? Does anyone have any questions about this page? About maybe the birds? No? Well, maybe how can tiny birds fight off a big fox? Can they fight off a big fox? Is it possible? Or maybe, you don't know, right? Maybe they have some kind of poison or something. I don't know. No, not all of them, but maybe. The story says that the father squawks a warning to call for help. Then the birds flap their wings and swoop at the fox. The picture shows us the little female blends in with the grass to protect herself. Isn't she kind of blend in with the grass? Yes, so maybe that's a way she can protect herself. All right, let's keep going. What?
For almost
No, don't interrupt me for a restroom break.
a month, the female godwit chick eats and grows bigger. She also grows feathers and loses her fluffy down coat. When the chick isn't eating, she's hopping and flapping her wings. Her wings grow stronger with each hop flap.
What questions do you have as you begin reading this page? Why do you guys think she's flapping her wings? Yes, Dominic? Maybe to get stronger. That's a good prediction. What do you think, JC? To fly. She might be she's trying to learn how to fly. In the story, the godwit chick is hopping and flapping her wings. I think that she can be practicing to learn how to fly or making her wings stronger so she could fly. In this story, it also says that her wings are growing stronger and stronger. I think she will learn to fly very soon. Let's see, was my prediction right? Will she learn to fly? Yes, there she is. She was a baby, and look, now she can fly.
Then, one day, the young female godwit hops and flaps hard. For the first time, she does what godwits do best. She flies.
How does the author help you know that the little female has grown older? How does the author help us know that this is the small baby that we were reading about earlier? Okay, raise your hand, please. Leia? Okay, and in the story, look in the story, what does it say? It says, then one day the young female godwit hops and flaps hard. So we know that this is the young female godwit that we've been reading about.
That's what I was about to say.
Very good. All right, and she learned how to what? She learned how to fly. So is our prediction right? Did she grow fast?
Yes.
Yes, let's keep reading.
In mid-August, the mother godwit leaves. The young birds stay near their father. They eat and practice flying hour after hour, so their wings grow even stronger. At last, they follow their father to the coast. They join thousands of godwits gathered on Alaska's Cape Avenhoff mudflats. The young female prances across the mud on her long legs. Every step or two, she pokes her long beak deep into the muddy ground to find and eat tunneling worms and tiny clams. In September, flock after flock of adult godwits leave the mudflats. By mid-October, mostly only young birds remain. The young female is one of the flock. She practices flying with the other godwits. In between flights, she feeds alongside them. She eats and eats, growing very plump. Finally, when dark clouds sweep overhead, the young female rises with the flock. She is pushed southward by strong winds. Her long journey has begun. The young female flies through unfamiliar skies and over unknown seas. Although not one young bird has made this flight before, together they know the route to take. The young female squawks again and again as she flies. By listening for other godwit voices, she stays with the flock even in thick clouds and heavy rain.
How do the godwits know where to go? How do they know where to go? Do they have GPS or something? Then how do they know where to go? Turn right now. No, just kidding. But how do they know where to go, Rena? If that little bird was by herself, could she arrive to her destination successfully? No. So how do they know where to go, Dominic? Okay, they work together, guys. They work together to figure it out. They say that earlier. They say the young female squawks again as she flies, listening to the voices. She stays with the flock even in thick clouds and heavy rain, because if you stay with the flock, then you know where to go. You just kind of follow everybody else, right? All right. How do they stay together during their long journey? If they can't see each other or through the rain or the thick clouds, how do they know that they're still near each other? Yes, Jasmine? Good. They not the wings, but they can hear each other squawk, right? They can hear each other's voices. All right, uh-oh. Look what's going to happen here. Let's see.
One day, a peregrine falcon hunting over an island swoops out of the clouds with wings folded and talon-tipped toes stretched out. The falcon aims straight for the young female, but she pumps her wings hard, climbs fast, and escapes. Another godwit isn't so lucky. Day after day, and...
What do they mean by that? Another godwit isn't so lucky.
I
Very good. She ate the hawk ate the other. She didn't eat her. She missed him, but the other one didn't get so lucky, and she did eat one. So why is a falcon dangerous to them?
Because they eat other wallabies.
Very good, because they're the predators, right? They're the ones that eat these animals. Very good. And how does the young female escape? No, what does it say in the book? It's very good. She pumps her wings hard and climbs fast and escapes. Very good. All right, let's read.
Night after night, for nearly 8 days, the godwits keep flying. The young female is thin. Her wings stroke slower. Still, she keeps going. Finally, there's green and brown ahead. The young female swoops down with the flock to the New Zealand mudflats, where land mingles with the sea. She arrives with 2 final wing flaps and lands on wobbly legs. Then, folding her wings, she falls asleep.
How does the young female feel as she arrives in New Zealand? She's tired. She's sleepy. That was a long trip. What clues help us know that? She strokes, when she gets closer, she strokes her wings faster or slower? Slower. She strokes them slower because you're tired. At the end, you're tired. You're not as fast as you were in the beginning, right? She lands on what kind of legs, Leia? On wobbly legs. Not strong legs, but wobbly legs. And what's the very first thing she does when she lands? Falls asleep. And that lets us know that you are probably really tired. What questions do you have that the Godwits journey is over? Okay. Did they all land? What's the very first thing you would do after a long trip of falling asleep? What's the next thing you would do? Very good. You would eat. So maybe another kind of question is, how will she find food here? Will she stay with the other Godwits, or now will everyone kind of go their way? I don't know. It's a great question. Let's read and see.
The young female doesn't sleep for long, though. She needs to eat to get back her strength. She'll stay in New Zealand for 2 years until she's ready to raise a family of her own. Then, when March brings cool winds, she'll once again join the Godwit flock and make the long, long journey back to Alaska.
The text says that the young female will stay in New Zealand for 2 years. That makes me wonder, how does she know when it is time to leave? In the story, it says that she will join the flock and return to Alaska when March brings cool winds. Also, I remember that earlier in the story, she knew to begin her journey to New Zealand when dark clouds swept overhead. So this answers my question. The weather will tell her when it is time for her to go. That's why we ask questions, and then we think about the answer. All right, use details from the long, long journey to answer these questions. We're going to answer them together. What questions did you ask yourself about Godwit before, during, and after reading? What's a question? One question, either before, during, and after. JC, give me a question. A question you had about these birds while we were reading. Amaria? You're quiet back there. What kind of question did you have? It's the same people always answering. It's always Leia or Bernaya or sometimes Haney, Jasmine. No one else is really participating. Rena? Rena is. Everyone else needs to wake up. Destin? Okay. But we already know that the hawk, okay, he said, I wonder if the hawk will eat them. And he did, right? All right. What's a higher level thinking question, though? What's a more complex question that we'll have to read to find? JC? Okay. How strong or how big do these birds get? What else, Bernaya?
How do they travel
Okay, how do they travel all that way without food? And how can we answer that? What did they say in the beginning of the story? Before they start their journey, she eats and gets very plump. What does plump mean? Full or fluffy or big or round, right? So, very good. Maybe kind of like penguins. Remember, penguins, do they eat every day throughout the year? Do they? No, they don't. Not the male penguins. No, they don't. They have to sit on the egg for a really long time. Remember? And they don't eat during that time. They store the food that they had before and use that food for their energy. So maybe these birds are the same. Maybe. I don't know. I'm just making an assumption. All right, let's go to number 2. Godwit chicks stay with their parents when they are young. How does this help them survive? Why would they stay with their parents when they're young? Haney? Okay, but how will your parents help you not get eaten? Oh, raise your hand. Jasmine? Good, watching them and protecting them. How would they protect them, Rena? Yeah, Mariah? No, they don't sit on them. How would they protect them? Anybody? Christian, how would they protect them? No, they can't put cameras. These are birds. They don't know how to use a camera. Okay. Dominic? Okay, maybe attacking the predator. Very good. They're big enough and they're strong enough and they have a louder voice than the little chicks that scare the predators away. That's a good one. All right, let's look at the last question. Using what you learned from the story, explain what it would be like to be a Godwit chick. How would it be like to be one of these chicks? Think about it.
Great.
Who would like to be one of these chicks? That'd be cool, right? Yes, very good. They'll be able to stay with their parents and brothers and sisters at a young age. They would eat spiders. You would eat beetles. You would learn how to fly and make a long journey to New Zealand, wouldn't you? Okay, so that's base 1 class. All right, so that's it. That's all we're doing today. Tomorrow we're going to do one of these writing lessons for the story, and we're going to answer questions, okay? But that's all we're doing today. If you have any questions for me, let me know. I will see you later. Bye.